your Alaska Link weather for Juneau and Southeast.
As we took a step into this week, we were turning back to the active weather pattern underneath that rain shower activity with some stronger winds. Now, 5-day total here from Saturday into Wednesday is just over an inch, and then we were at least bringing upwards of another 1/4 of an inch here through this Thursday. Some heavier rainfall for some localized communities, especially to the south. But we are noting that our precipitation report here, not only for this month, is above normal there by just shy of 2 inches, but note that our year to date does have a surplus there of almost 6 inches and sitting at 71 inches, almost 72 inches of rainfall this year. It does place us at 14th wettest. So we are shy of where we were last year, but we still have a few more days. But overall, it's not expected to be drenching. So we may not see much more numbers added to this year to date. But that does mean that we have some quiet days ahead for us. Now, we still will be underneath some widely scattered activity as we head into the weekend. We will see that the strongest talk about accumulation will be here in place for our Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday is more of that widely scattered potential. With us breaking up these rain chances to snow chances, as we are going to talk about cooling in place, which may allow for a few flakes on the board as we will be heading our temperatures back below freezing. And then as we head into the New Year's, where we may have our next chance for some more of that moderate precipitation to return. But here as we head into our Friday, high tide is at 10:13 in the morning and then 11:40 into the evening hours. We step throughout the day, noting that we don't have much warming, if any at all. There is going to be some gradual cooling that will keep us into the upper 30s to lower 40s. Winds are much lighter as well. We have little to no wind concern over the next week, so that is a nice relief as well, as we've had some windy conditions into that holiday forecast. We still have some of those higher reflectivities, not the strongest like we were dealing with this Thursday, but still noting that we'll stay consistent with at least a showery pattern to maybe sometimes with some wintry mix depending on temperatures in those communities. But then as we head into our Saturday, a lot of that moisture does get concentrated there off towards the west. Now that does still leave us with some overcast skies. So we're not going to break into bright blue skies. May get a chance to see a peek of some sunshine or two, but overall we're going to note that there is some chance to mix in some of that cooler air. So note that when it comes down to the snowfall forecast, there is some numbers on the board, so that could mean some flakes and some wintry mix, but overall it's very minor, so it shouldn't cause much for concerns for any of our communities. 6 hours and 26 minutes of daylight. We're just about at that point, gaining a minute per day. We will note temperatures are starting to see some of that cooling, generally looking at mid-30s to about mid-40s, and we'll continue to watch that cooling as by Saturday we look more widespread 30s across the panhandle, and then by Sunday we drop down towards that freezing mark. So we may have some isolated precipitation over the weekend, but it won't equate to much for accumulation. Then we do have a few drier days to start off next week, where we continue to see gradual cooling into the new year, but by the new year there could be some snowfall on the board.